Okay, I just want to start this video out with a quick disclaimer. This is in no way, shape, or form to blame anybody or throw shade at anybody or anything like that. This is just my story from my point of view, and I hope you can all take it with a grain of salt. And secondly, I wanted to say that I open up about a topic that I have been very, very reluctant to talk about. Actually, only a few people know, and just wanted to warn you about that. So enjoy my depression history. This video, as it turns out, is very hard to make, especially when it's about yourself. So I'm gonna start right now and see how far I get. My early childhood is foggy, as many of ours is. My parents got divorced when I was about 2, I think. Something that really stands out from my early childhood, though, is my severe separation anxiety that I had from my mom. I know that's anxiety, not depression, but in my case, they definitely go hand in hand. But my anxiety started at basically from birth. So early childhood, like, I moved around a decent amount. I finally, in 5th grade, landed where I would end up graduating from. But somewhere between 6th and 7th grade, a flip switched, and I was just sad, and it wasn't noticeable because, as I like to say, I am I'm a working depressive. Like I can make it seem like I'm okay when I'm not. So somewhere between 6th and 7th grade, I started to non-suicidally self-harm myself, which was my way of controlling, not knowing what was going on in my body, in my head, and in what had happened in my life prior to this. And it started in, I want to say, like 7th grade, and it wasn't for attention because it wasn't anywhere anybody could see, and very, very few people knew about it. And one day I just couldn't take it anymore and exposed my secret, and then I ended up in therapy for the very first time. And I wish I could recall what I was thinking and feeling then, because I think that is where I really started to hone my fake it till you make it power, if you will. I don't remember really what the therapist and I talked about. I don't remember, looking back at it now, I was super depressed, but from the outside looking in, you didn't know that. And then somewhere around 9th grade, I stopped self-harming and started all of my anger, all of my guilt, everything that I was feeling, I turned inward. So by 9th grade, basically anything that would happen, I would think it was my fault. whether I had a giant reaction to it or not. My headaches started Memorial Day weekend 2005. And from my point right now back, I wish I would have started like a pretty routine mental health care, anything. Because I just kept myself busy in high school, and I had very large breasts, so like a lot of doctors and everyone just kind of said that was why I had headaches, and that was just kind of that. Gonna have to take a little break. Okay, so we're back on a different day to continue with my story. So, breast reduction reduced my headaches. I went to Western Michigan for a semester. My headaches were like, maybe the worst they got were like a 4 or 5, and that's when I had H1N1. I was still depressed, but I was like trying to make a new life for myself, and there was some stuff happening at home that was kind of making that a little bit hard for me. But I finished first semester, I went back for second semester, and I got my first job, and I was doing really well in classes. And on spring break, I distinctly remember being in the mall with my cousin and my mom, and the pain just ramped right up, and I fell to my knees, and like I knew what was happening. And probably right at that second that I fell to my knees, my depression and anxiety just went off the wall. I had to drop out of school. I had to, like, my doctors weren't helping me, so then I got referred to a headache specialist in Ann Arbor, and they make you see a psychiatrist there. So we started trying so many drugs. I wish I had the list of drugs that I've tried. I think I do somewhere, and I'm going to try to find it eventually because it's an enormous list. So I'm 18. I'm being put on a bunch of meds that I have no idea how I'm going to react to because I was so young, and like they were just throwing so many meds at me, and we really thought that that was going to be the answer. I even went inpatient into their inpatient where they like try to break the headache, and you're hooked up to like an IV all day, and they monitor you. And that is when I started taking Klonopin and Xanaflex, two things that an 18-year-old obviously shouldn't be on, and they didn't help my headaches, but my anxiety and my depression were just so bad. And then while waiting for our next appointment with my headache place, circumstances took me to move in with my dad for the first time in 18 years. Some stuff was happening at home, and that is where I went. And the depression got really bad there. And I was also on a new drug that was causing me to have suicidal thoughts. Suicidal thoughts and ideation are something that I still deal with today, and I'll have two articles linked down below about self-harm and suicidal ideation. So I'm hoping that those will help you guys understand what I'm saying a little bit better instead of just being scared. So I checked into November of 2010, I checked into a psychiatric hospital, and what I got out of that basically was, you're gonna have to fake it till you make it, girl, because these headaches just are ever gonna be fixed for you. It took me about 2 years to slowly rebuild my life and be able to like be a normal human and go out and like be able to get a job and get back into school. And I was still depressed. Like the depression has never gone away. I have better days than I have bad days. About a year and a half ago, I decided to start going to therapy because a lot was changing in my life. 2 of my best friends had moved, and I was having a lot of anxiety at my new job. And I was seeing a therapist, and then my headache returned, and I was at a total loss of what to do. I thought I was sick. I thought I had the flu. Turns out it was my headache making its grand return, and I didn't have any neurologists or anything at that time, so I had to find all of that amidst going through a breakup and trying to figure out somewhere to move. I started seeing a chronic pain psychologist, and he does hypnotism with me, which it helps me calm down. I've got my sleeping under control now more than I did a year ago, so that's a win. But I'm highly medicated, and every day is a fight for me. I have suicidal thoughts. I don't want to wake up in the morning, but it's not because I want to die. It's just because I want time. I just wish that time could stop passing while I'm feeling like this. I just feel like I'm kind of stuck and everything keeps happening and there's really nothing I can do about it. So I see my dear therapist, a new therapist, 3 times a week, and she is really trying to help me deal with a lot of baggage that I have on top of my headaches and stomach problems. So I think this video is really important because I honestly don't think most of you know that I'm depressed and know that I have these thoughts and feelings, and if you did, I think it would scare you because it's scared people before. But I also hope this video can help somebody or help you understand me a little bit more. So that's my story. I'll fight another day tomorrow and just keep going to therapy because at this point there's really nothing else I can do but keep trying.